Well, hi everybody. She's back. Um, I want to thank you guys that wrote and said, "Where are you?" It's nice to know you're missed. And actually, I just had company for 5 days. And if it had just been my daughter, I would have tried to get her to even help me with me do a video. But she brought my 17-year-old great granddaughter with her, which is my oldest great granddaughter. I don't have any granddaughters. I don't have any great granddaughters or grandsons any older than 17, but she's almost 18. And I loved it, the visit and everything. It was just been a long time since I'd been that cooped up with a teenager for a long time. I have a very small apartment here, and it was. I was just so tired when they left. I just went down for a day. Anyway, I want to thank you all for watching. I want to thank you all for all your beautiful comments, and I want to thank you for the ones that wished me a happy birthday. I did have a wonderful birthday. It was just perfect birthday. Got a lot of pretty flowers, and anyway, and that movie deal was really nice. It worked out just perfect. And everything was just, like I said, it was a great birthday, and I want to thank all of you that wished me a happy birthday, and anybody that donated. I don't feel like I don't remember anyway for any reason for watching me for my birthday or whatever. Thank you very much, and it's just wonderful having this to do. I'm probably getting a wobbly picture because I've got a fan going and flipping off different lights all over the ceiling. But anyway, I'm going to try it and see. I've always turned it off when I've done a video before. I want to thank, if anybody wants a personal reading, it's lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. I had a wonderful reading yesterday with just a beautiful woman from back east, but I mean, it doesn't matter where she was from, but anyway, it was just a beautiful reading. I really enjoyed my time with her. And she had a beautiful, unusual first name, but I can't even think of it right now. I should have done this 2 hours ago. I'm too old to be up this late. I had to watch that debate. At least it was kind of like a debate tonight, and I was really proud of Joe Biden. Me and him are the same age. It made me feel good because he's just gotten better and better since he's gotten back into this. He was kind of in the North 40 when he started. And it goes to show that even if you're really old, if you really concentrate on something and work on it every day, that you can really improve the mind. He did a great job tonight. And right before I came on, I did hear some statistics. He won the debate too, which I figured he did anyway. I couldn't imagine him not winning it with me, mini me being the guy next to him. Poor me, poor little kid me, poor little baby me. But anyway, that didn't know what to read on. I was talking to my friend Mark, but I did want to ask you guys, and maybe you could get back to me on this and let me know what you think. I still just can't figure out why more people aren't jumping ship, and that's making it kind of scary for me, because I figured the closer it got to the election, and if the polls stayed like they were, instead of not only staying like they were, they got worse. I figured all these guys would be jumping ship, and I was waiting for that and figured it was coming. And a few of them have wrote a few derogatory things or let emails slip, or supposedly by accident, that doesn't agree totally with Trump or something, so they can look back later and say I didn't agree with him totally. But are they going to help him still this election? I hate to say that. I don't want to. Biden's going to win and everything's going to go fine. But I got to thinking about this. Since no more of them jumped ship, he's not going to protect him from losing legally, because being that close with him is not going to help him. So do they think he's really going to pull this off where they don't count any of the ballots, or not any of the ballots, but half of the ballots, whatever. He declares himself a winner, and therefore maybe their ballots wouldn't get counted either. Does that make any sense to anybody? I just kept thinking that. I kept thinking they're going to turn, they're going to jump, they're going to jump. A few of them kind of whimpered, but they didn't jump. They were up on the edge. A week away, they still haven't. We know what the outcome of this is going to be if all the ballots are counted and it's done legally. Then a lot of them aren't going to be in the Senate next year. So if they're going down anyway, why aren't they jumping the ship already and pointing a finger back? Maybe it's too late. I don't know, but I'm just wondering if they think he's not going to save their ass some way too. We'll just have to wait and see. We'll just have to wait and see. I was listening to Rumble last night, and Michael Moore came up with a hell of a scenario, and I'm not even going to tell you that. If you want to watch it, you'll have to go on and watch it. But he was just saying what if. Not that he thinks it's going to happen, but he just wouldn't put anything past Trump. But like I say, the only thing that worries me is that the Senate's still hanging in there instead of turning on him. So it makes me wonder, what did they know? What's going on that we don't know? And it's sure as hell not that Donald Trump's going to win this election, or they are either. So something more is going on here. But I just can't put my finger on it. And maybe they think he's going to save them as much as they save him. Who in the hell knows what's going on? I hope my pretty flowers are showing behind me. My kids came through for me like always, bless their heart. And sent me some beautiful flowers. These are from my grandson in Portland. They were prettier. I've already cut them down once, but they're still beautiful. And anyway, so what I was going to read on, like I said, it's getting so close, it's just hard to read on anything. And I know I've got number one here, I've got stimulus, and I've never read on the stimulus. A lot of other people have, but I've never read on it. So I'm just going to draw 4 cards here to see if they might really be going to do something about a stimulus. Nothing would surprise me this last week. Nothing. Everything's on the table. It's going to be like Nightmare from Elm Street. God. I'm just thinking, I don't know what I'm going to do when I have to go back to a normal life and not wake up every morning wondering what in the president done now. Or the phone rings 2 or 3 times before I get out of bed, panicking, thinking, oh God, he started a war, or he's done this, or he's done that. The man has got to go. The man has got to go. And remember, vote blue no matter who. Let's see, vote blue no matter who. Flush the turd November 3rd. Too big to rig and too real to still. Just remember that, and I'll get out there and do that. At least been over a week since I voted. I put it in the box. Put it in the drop box at the library. And it was inside. So it wasn't one of those they could set on fire. Whatever. Just about the time I think people in California are saner than other people, they're not. It just depends on what part of the country you're hanging out in. So, stimulus. Let's put them down here so maybe you can see them. I never know what that camera's on because it shoots better out the back side, so I put it backwards, so I never know what it's on. They just got their priorities upside down. This is the past. Something good was trying to come through, but it didn't. It got blocked. I think I did those all out upside down. So in the past, it looked like it was coming through, then it got stalled. In the present, there has been a whole lot of work done on it. A whole lot of different ideas. It's Trump that's stolen it up. This is an offer somebody doesn't want, so this could be have to do with the negotiations, but it's upside down and it's a pouting child leaning up against a tree, so I think it's Trump that's held it up so far. Definitely straight out of his mouth. That's because he doesn't want to really help the people. He just wants to help the big corporations and stuff. That's why it's being held up. Being held up because it doesn't put enough money where the Republicans want to put it. So that's why it's being held up. Let's ask another question. Is it going to be whether I don't think it's coming through in this next week, but could be. Could come through early Monday morning. Maybe Trump's surprised that, oh, I'm going to help you all of a sudden. Let's do 4 more and see. Turn these back the right way. This is so weird. I still feel like, even on this, that Trump's getting his orders from overseas. He's getting his orders directly from Putin. I think people are just going to be amazed when they find out how much influence Russia's really had on us in the last 4 years. I know you hear about this on the news and that on the news, but I'm talking about when we find out what's really going on. It looks like they're not planning on doing anything right now. They're just taking their toys and going home. You know, you can see this, they're not on there, but they're just taking their toys and going home. I should raise this up just a tiny bit, and it might go on these cards better. And the challenge is they know if they don't put something through that the Democrats are going to look really good because they know they've really been trying. This is the Dems trying. That's the challenge. If they don't really do nothing, they're going to look really selfish and stupid. They just know that they're going to lose this election, and they know that they're all going, so they're trying to already start this austerity crap. They're already trying to say, well, the coffers are empty, or we don't have any money to give to the people. We don't have blah, blah, blah. They're going to have to get in there and change the tax laws. But it looks like he's getting his information from overseas, from Putin. I hate to keep saying this, but I think they will find out that he's definitely getting coached through this whole presidency and being told what to do. And a lot of people are laying down their swords and going home. They don't want to play with Trump anymore because he's a bully. and they know it. So what Trump's trying to figure out, what he's got put back, and this is just money. He's just trying to figure money. And he's counting his money that he's got stashed all over, and he's trying to figure out if that's enough to get him through here when he loses. So I don't even really think. This is nothing to do with the people. This is just to do with him, with what he thinks he's got back in the family money, and if he's got enough to live like he's always lived. For some reason, he feels like this stimulus is going to take money out of his pocket. Maybe that's less money he can steal out of all the coffers before he leaves. I don't know. Here's the King of Swords. Queen of Cups. That's him and Ivanka. Just wondering if he's got enough money to start a new beginning for himself. And we got the Ace of Swords. Which I think maybe the last minute, next week he might, the end of this week, the first of next week, that he might try to push through a stimulus. It won't be a very big one, that's for sure. And he's trying to figure out how to get his big rich buddies in on it. And I don't know if they're going to give in to that or not. I don't know. Maybe if they do, he'll really try to push this through, put his name on a check to everybody and say, oh, aren't I great? I don't think that's going to change the election any, but I wouldn't be surprised with this Ace of Swords here, is that he's not trying to push it through at the last minute. So I don't know if it'll go through, but it looks like they might be trying to push it through at the last minute. And that's the first time I've ever read on the stimulus. I don't know if that makes any sense or not. Let me see what else I was going to read on here. I hope you're all feeling good out there. I hope you're just holding in there, just taking a deep breath. I'm going to do some meditation tomorrow. I'm going to meditate for a long time tomorrow. I'm going to do a deep one and see if I can't straighten out my chakras and straighten out everything else and try to get prepared for this next week. I'm just going to pull 3 cards because my friend Mark asked me about a gray wave, and I wasn't even sure what it meant, although I did talk to him on the phone tonight, and I guessed it right. But it's something that he heard somewhere from somebody that there was going to be older voters coming through for Biden because Trump has no feelings for them as human beings because he's trying to get this COVID going all over the United States, having these super spreader events. So it could be more older people coming out and voting for Biden than they ever even imagined, is what I think they're going for. I'll take a blue wave, I'll take a gray wave, I'll take any kind of wave. If it just, as long as it's for the Democrats, like I said. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to draw 3 cards and see if there is going to be so many older people voting that it's going to really be a surprise. So I'm going to lay them down here, and then we're going to turn them over. We got the Knight of Coins. Wow. 7 of Swords. Looky there. Looky there. There she is. Looks like, yeah, there's going to be a lot of older people doing what the Republicans think are stolen votes from them, but it's not stolen votes from them. It's just voting with a conscience. And they're going to really be surprised about it. So it does look like a bunch of older people are going to vote for Biden that they didn't think was going to vote for Biden. That's what it looks like with these three cards. So, and next one, everybody's asking, where's Bill Barr? Where's Bill Barr? Where's Bill Barr? Where's Bill Barr? Probably howling at the moon. I have the strangest feeling that he knows his time is up and he's sitting at home trying to figure out what he's going to do. You know, after everything was said and done, Nixon's Attorney General, I think, went to jail for 2 years. If I'm not mistaken. I'm probably mistaken. Anyway, maybe somebody could write me on that. Because I like to be corrected, or not necessarily corrected. I like to be, told about when I ask things. Sometimes a lot of people want to correct my English, which is terrible, for it to be my first and only language, supposedly. But at the same time, it's just the way I talk, and I've been mispronouncing words all my life, and it's hard at my age to try to change it. So I don't need to know all the words I mispronounced unless I ask for a name or something. I'd love that when you guys let me know. All you guys are so smart. But now I forgot. Oh, Bill Barr. Forgot what I was supposed to be doing here while I was mixing these cards up. Bill Barr. Bill Barr. Why are you hiding in the closet? I don't think he's feeling good, but he's probably not feeling good because of what's going on. It's awful close to this election, and he's screwed up a whole bunch, and he knows it. So is that what's going on? Let's see. Let's see what's going on with Bill Barr. Well, he's laying awake nights worrying. Got the 9 of Swords here. So that's one thing that's going on with him. He's having trouble with his nerves, and he's also, I think, having trouble with his health. I think he knows that if he don't end up in jail, he's going to end up almost being a hermit, because there is nobody that's going to want to acknowledge him or be around him when everything starts coming out. He knows his time's up, and he knows it's coming fast. I hope that's what's going on. I hope he's not home trying to figure out how to steal this election still. I hope he's not home trying to figure out whether he's going to go through with whatever plans they got back. Well, we got the mercenary card in the sky in the present. God, I hope he's not home plotting something. I was hoping he was just hiding out and taking a breath before he feels like he has to go on the run, but I don't know if he's afraid they're going to find out all of his treachery, or if he's literally planning treachery for this next week or 10 days. Let's hope that he's not planning it. Because for a while there, I just couldn't believe what kept coming out of his mouth and how brazen he was. And he got away with every bit of it. So him being quiet, to me, is kind of scary. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but to me it seems like it's almost as scary than if he was out there trying to cause a bunch of hate and discontent and spread a bunch of lies like he has been doing for the last 3 years or 2 years since he's been in there. This isn't the sign of the scales, but where this is at, he's still thinking about his future. He's wondering if he could get out of this and just sneak off to old age and not have to go and get called in for any trials or any, you know, any indictments, anything like that going on. He's trying to figure out whether he can get out of there or if he wants to go ahead and pull some more shit that might even get him in deeper, or either actually just literally steal this election. I wasn't going to read that into the cards, but it's there. He's trying to figure out what to do here. He knows already he's walking on pins and needles. I don't know if this was all set up ahead of time for Trump to start calling him all these names because they got something planned that they're coming through with and to catch people off guard, or if he just knows that he's in trouble one way or the other. Whether Trump wins or loses, he's in trouble. Because he knows Trump can't keep anybody around him very long without being a total asshole. The people around him don't like him either. He knows the FBI's after his ass. If this election changes power like it should, he knows that he's toast. That the FBI is going to be after his ass. That he's a hanged man. He is kind of worried about his family. He's just hoping that they don't have to be ashamed of him the rest of their lives, and his grandkids and everything. And he hopes he don't get hauled up for treason or something. Oh, I love this. But here's the angel of justice right here, which means that Biden's going to win this election. That's better than asking straight out. Biden's going to win this election. We got the angel of justice coming down on Barr at the end of his reading. You got him laying awake nights. Angel of revenge on top of him. The hermit at the bottom. Him trying to figure out whether to be a mercenary and come through and try to fight even dirtier and more crooked than he has for Donald Trump. Or just to get the hell out of there in a hurry like he just has done the last week or so. Go off on his own. Either way, he's afraid he's going to end up in court. He's hoping things get delayed because he's not feeling very good. He's thinking maybe, have a feeling that he's really sick. That could be justice, but I don't think so. I think this is worrying about his family because he knows that he's going to be in lots and lots of trouble. I like this justice coming through on him. So it looks like maybe his mind's not made up all the way, but he's pretty sure he better just lay low and see if he can sneak out the back door. Slither out just like the snake he is. The next one is about tonight. Does anybody else think that Trump might have been drugged tonight? And I don't mean, he acted more coherent than usual. But he didn't start out high and sniffing and everything like he usually does. And then just stay higher than a kite for 20 minutes and then start fading. He stayed even through that whole debate. He was just totally even. I'm just wondering if he's got a shunt in his arm or something, if he's hooked up to drugs, where he's got a drip going in him or something. Because, I don't know what they're giving him, but I think even for him, unless his whole life is just spreading confusion and stuff, even though he was totally lying out his ass through that whole debate, just totally down the middle, every word out of his mouth was a lie, an innuendo. I'm trying to figure out how he made as much sense and stayed as alert as he did for that long a time, because he's usually up sky high and then dragging, and sky high and then dragging. So, I was just wondering, did he have something? I'm going to draw, I'm told to use these other cards. Let's use everyday witch cards on this. It's almost Halloween. Did he have drugs going into him? Remember, this is just tarot for fun. Tarot readings for fun. If they got something in his leg or his arm or somewhere, are they dripping something into his system to keep him at an even kilter? I don't know who the White House doctor is now, but they could be. I don't know. Wouldn't be surprised what they might be doing. So anyway, just 3. The High Priestess is up to something. To help him beat the King of Cups, which is Joe Biden. He's holding everything to his chest and sitting on this here chest so he can't look in it. He's still just trying to figure out any way he can to keep his secrets. But this wasn't about secrets, this was about medications. It's sitting here in gel on a trunk, not protecting this trunk. Well, it probably just means if he was drugged up, we'll never find out about it. But I'm just wondering if any of the rest of you might think that he's got something going into his system. He just looks something mellowed him out and literally even made him sharp at the same time. But the reason I thought maybe they were putting something into his system, like in a drip, was because I've been watching him ever since he started campaigning for this position. And he's either been higher than a kite or down. He's never had that in between, and if he has, it's just been for the 10 minutes in between before the drugs gave out. So I'm trying to figure out just why he was so mellow and still sharp enough to stay awake and answer questions and kind of pay attention, although, you know, and live, just stand up there and lie like a frickin' dog and just go on and on and on. And so anyway, I don't know, maybe they gave him some good stuff and maybe they didn't. I don't. Will we get the results of Tuesday's election on the election day? So that's my next deal. Will we get those on election day? Would it be possible that they could take enough of the bigger states with the most electoral votes, somebody said I wasn't saying it right, but I don't know how to say it any other way. I've called it electoral votes for 70 years, so is there a way that Will we know Tuesday night? Will we know Tuesday night? A lot of work's gone in to get this out. Here comes the Knight of Swords in a hurry. Here comes truth. That's good. We might know Tuesday night. Look at that. They're trying to make us believe there's no way we will right now. That's what's going on right now, even through the news medias. You know what? There's the Emperor in the future. We're all going to be a nervous wreck. There's another ace. There's another ace. Oh. Let's just hope this is the downfall of Trump. I didn't ask who was going to win. I just want to know if he's going to have the elections. We got 3 aces here. It looks like, yes, we are going to find out. Going to make a lot of people unhappy, but hopefully not us. We got 1, 2, 3 aces here, 3 yeses. I think we're going to know by 2 in the morning California time on election night or whatever the next morning. A couple hours after midnight, we're going to find out who this election belongs to. And of course, I'm in California, so that's really late back east time, but I think we're going to definitely find out the results, or whatever results come through, even though they haven't counted all the votes, are going to stick. And it may cause a lot of hate and discontent in the streets, because this is the outcome. But as far as the results, I think we're going to know pretty much who's won that election by 2 o'clock in the morning, the next morning after the night of the election, by 2 a.m. Wednesday morning. So that's my call from these cards here. By 2 a.m. Wednesday morning, we're going to know, even though it probably won't be certified, but we're going to know who won that election. And of course, that's going to be Biden. Well, I'm going to come back and do another reading in a few minutes from now. Because I wanted to split them and put them on 2 different deals so they're not so hard to upload. I've been sitting here, it feels like going in circles. I don't know, I'm really going to have to edit these, because it just seems like I wasn't getting any good answers or anything. But I want to thank everybody for watching. And if you want a personal reading, it's LynnTarotReadings@gmail.com. Just LynnTarotReadings@gmail.com. And send me an email and I'll get right back with you. And I caught up on all my readings, so I'm open at the current time. So if you want a reading right away, just send me an email and I'll get right back. So it's LynnTarotReadings@gmail.com. And I want to thank everybody that's been so kind to me, and everybody that told me they missed me is whatever humdrum as I've been tonight. They'll probably be thinking, why did I want to hear from her? But anyway, I'm going to come back in a few minutes. I'm going to turn this off and turn it back on and come back over here, and I'm going to do another one on a few things that I missed. Anyway, God bless you all. Namaste, and thank you so much. Thank you for watching. You're all so kind. Night now.